So my name is Adriana Knouf. I'm based in Amsterdam, originally from the US. I'm an artist, writer, and xenologist. So I started out as a scientist. I originally trained in cognitive neuroscience, but had a lot of training also in physics. I worked in that for a few years and then moved towards media arts for my master's degree. And then for my PhD, I started working in media theory and history of new media and so forth. And so I really combine all of these different aspects in my work. So my project is called Quanto Canto, and it's basically a sonic sculptural installation that explores the noisy aspects of quantum computing. And it does this through a harmonic oscillator and sort of the relationships between harmonic oscillators within sound and harmonic oscillators within the quantum realm. And so I programmed a quantum computer that is publicly available and looked at how the results of that quantum computer don't match exactly the perfect theoretical results, and used that difference as noise as a way to modulate some of the sounds that you hear in the installation. And then the tuning of the installation is based off of different types of tuning systems that were prevalent perhaps in Western art music, let's say, in the past, but got changed with respect to recent equal temperament tunings from the past couple of hundreds of years, but then are also being explored through recent artists like Catherine Christer-Henniks and others like her. And so it's a type of tuning called just intonation that is also inspired in part from the quantum computer. And then the sculptural form in terms of the materials uses a lot of copper, which is an important element within quantum computers. The way that the sculpture hangs from the ceiling connects with different ideas of the quantum computer in terms of this quantum chandelier that is often talked about. There's a lot of brass to gesture towards some of the more golden aspects of the quantum computer. And then there are magical sigils designed and etched into the copper as well to gesture towards the sort of superposition of identities of queer and trans lives, of which, I am also queer and trans, and so trying to explore also some of the more esoteric sides of quantum. So it's been really wonderful to work here with Tabakalera and to be able to exhibit in such a large space that can also sort of enable the sound of this piece to resonate. And working with Monica has been great in terms of the curation and sort of understanding how the work relates to the other artists within the exhibition. And I have not been able to work with Monica in the past, and so in this case it was really wonderful to be able to have some conversations with her in terms of her curatorial vision and the texts for the exhibition and so forth. I think it's a very interesting sort of way to present things in terms of having one space that has a little bit more light and another space that's a little bit darker. I think it really sort of interacts very well with the other pieces within this gallery here. Sort of the entry into the gallery in terms of the lighting and the shadows of the piece, and then how that leads into Libby's work and Joan's work. And I think also the relationship of the sound aspect of my piece, and then also the work of Marianne Rosenfeld in the back. That's also a very sound-heavy piece. I think that's an interesting bookending to things. So for me, there's really no difference between science and art. And I think the fact that we see a difference right now is a historical blip, since the Enlightenment era, let's say, and the rise of modern science in the 19th century. If you go back a few hundred years, these things were combined together in something we call natural philosophy. And for me, that's very much where I'm drawing my work from, is this idea that science, art, writing, literature, music, what have you, are just different ways of engaging with the world. And ideally, I like to approach the world from multiple perspectives. And so for me, I'm really trying to understand, how can we recapture some of that, I don't want to call it a unity, but mixing that perhaps we had in a time of natural philosophy or something like this. And how can we bring that back in an age where really, from my perspective, this division and specialization of research areas and things like that, that needs to be broken down from my perspective.